Chapter 6. With Cynthia and her comrades trussed up and caged, Toby thumbed a short message on his phone. Next, he switched his attention to the children. Hey guys, you're free. I've called the cops. They'll ferry you home to your families. Unrecognizable in his olive green mask, Gecko walked over to the freed hostage and said, Hi Juliana, it's your big brother. Hearing his familiar voice, Juliana smiled and held out her arms. She was one of the smallest children in the group. Gecko hugged her. Glancing at Toby, he said, I'd like to take her home. Yeah. Good idea. Toby swung toward Starrella and Rocket and drawled, Can the mare carry 3? Unless you know any other kids, cops can deal with the rest. We can't transport the whole lot. Rocket tossed her long mane and neighed, No problem. It's not far and I'll bet they're lighter than Toby. Laughing silently at the mare's quip, Starrella gestured to the courtyard and ordered, Outside. She went out first, propped the door open and stared around cautiously. The mare nudged her in the back, whispering, Fricka says it's clear. In the courtyard she mounted Rocket and beckoned to Gecko. Juliana can sit in front of me. Her eyes shining in excitement, Juliana whispered, Oh, can I ride on the beautiful horse? Gecko lifted the girl onto the mare and climbed on behind Starrella. Wrapping her arm around the girl's waist, Starrella said, You can hold on to her mane if you like. She flies fast. Rocket trotted to the middle of the courtyard and leaped into the air. Flapping her long wings, she climbed above the treetops and sped toward the city. Gecko called out directions to his apartment complex. As the mare descended to street level, Gecko pulled off his mask and breathed, Third door on the right. Under her triple load, Rocket landed heavily. Her steel-clad hooves clattered on the pavement. Jeepers, she neighed, I'm glad that ride's over. Gecko flipped his supersuit to transparent, exposing his casual clothes of t-shirt and jeans. He jumped off the mare and lifted the girl onto the ground. A third-story window slid open and a woman peered out, calling, Who's there? Mama, Juliana cried. The window slammed shut. A few seconds later, the woman dashed out of the front door. Juliana ran to hug her mother. They shared the same black eyes and dark curls. She was kidnapped, Gecko explained. Gratias. Thank you for finding her, John. While her mother clasped Gecko's hand, the girl turned back and patted the mare's neck. Pretty horse, I'll never forget you. Flying is wonderful. In total agreement with the sentiments, Starrella smiled. Rocket whinnied, Tell Juliana I'm happy she's safe. After passing the message, Starrella steered the mare aside. Gecko followed the reunited mother and daughter through the entrance of the apartment building. As the door shut, Rocket said, Growler's coming. In a rush of wind, the winged jaguar glided over the roofs. Silhouetted against the lights of the apartment complex, Toby and Growler glided onto the pavement next to the mare. Starrella explained, Juliana's with her mother. Leaning over to squeeze her hand, Toby drawled, Our work's done for tonight, Star. Let's fly home. I'll race you, she cried, kneeing her eager companion. Rocket reared. Beating her wings, the mare soared above the rooftops and zoomed across the night sky. Next morning, the secret supers hit the headlines in the local news. The announcement reported, An anonymous tip cued the police to an illegal prison for child laborers. 3 adults, 2 men and a woman were found in restraints at the crime scene. Inspector Parkins suggested the secret supers were responsible for smashing this operation. The kidnapped children have been restored to their families. Message from Aurora Springer. Thank you for listening to Starrella and the Lost Girl. If you enjoyed this book, please tell your friends and consider posting a short review. I love to hear what my readers liked about my stories. The Secret Super series has 3 novel-length books: Super Starrella Book 1, Starrella Falls Book 2, and Gargoyle Hunt Book 3. You can learn more about my stories at my website www.auroraspringer.org.